Awesome. Hello. Um, we are designing some sounds for this amazing animation for Perplexity. You can have a look. I'll play it for you. But it was created by Scale Studios by Mark. You can find him on X. It's like a very popular designer. It's a great animation, and I just want to try to play with some sounds, see what we can create. So just some. I think it will be quite a mellow, very tonal sound design, no heavy sound effects, something that flows nice. I basically already made like a simple chord progression that I thought might work, but I'm not really sure if I'm even gonna use it. So we will see. But we can try to create some sounds and let's see what we can make out of it. I've got the UVI Falcon, which is like a virtual instrument basically, and it's got plenty of different presets and stuff. So like for me, I'm not really a musician, so this helps a lot with just picking like tonal sounds and things we could try and out. So I just search through those and try to find something that could start off the animation quite well. So let's see what we can find. This might be too loud, like too intense, but let's try. I mean, I think that's not too bad. Let's try to more. So that bass is there just to kind of like emphasize the beginning of the video. It usually helps if you add some kind of like a bass element, either like a bass drop or something to kind of like start off the video. It's a nice kind of like a, not even dramatic, it's just a nice effect to add. I'm just looking for a sound that could help us emphasize the opening of the text box, basically. Something quite mellow would be nice. Nothing too strong. This is nice. Something a little bit like granulated so that it comes through. But I want it to be as a chord or as a note. So now I'm basically just focusing on like the tonal elements, and after I'm gonna add in some actual like sound effects like whooshes and stuff. And maybe some like clicks and stuff. But right now I just want to get some like tone layer, and on top of that we will then build the actual sound effects and some maybe like a harmonic background afterwards as well, which we will see how it's gonna go. But let me just check if you can actually hear me. Okay, good. Awesome. Okay. Maybe now something that could like emphasize the little arrow appearing would be nice. Okay, so I think this would be just for like the little arrow appearing, and I might just leave this kind of empty because I think there's gonna be like one long whoosh throughout this kind of animation of the arrow flying. So I'll leave that for later, but maybe just a small fill-in so that there is some kind of tone background would be nice. Let's see. Maybe like another pad or something would be quite cool, I think. that works quite well, I think. I think the tonal layers for the kind of like intersection might be alright. So we got now, we now got like the click button, and UVI has got an amazing plugin which is called Click, and it's got a bunch of like UI sounds and different clicks and beeps, which is just amazing for stuff like this. So let's try to find something. So I'm just going into my sound library to try to look for some actual like strong mechanical sounds to underlay for the button click. Let's see what we can find. Okay, sorry, I didn't see your message, Gray. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I'm glad you find it useful. And really, if there's anything you would like to see, just feel free to send a message. I'm just trying to kind of share the workflows and everything because even for my own use case, there isn't a lot of material to learn sound design. So I thought it's great to put something out there. I'm sorry I'm not talking, by the way. Sometimes I just kind of like focus on what I'm doing at the moment, and then I kind of like summarize and go through what I actually did. Uh, but now I just inserted some kick drum sounds to try to emphasize the click, but I don't think it's working really well. So I'm gonna try to put some reverb on it. See how that's gonna go. Yeah, I mean, I'm learning how you arrange sounds. That's great. That's kind of why I'm doing this. If you have any questions, just feel free to ask. Most of what I'm doing really is kind of like trying different things and just seeing what works and what doesn't. So any questions, just feel free to ask. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get this click sound to sound alright, and we will see how it goes. But just to kind of the just to like describe the structure of this, I've got like a few click sound effects here, like actual mechanical clicks. Like if I solo them, it kind of sounds like this, just to give some like actual click sound. Now I'm trying to add a little bit of like kick drum to make it feel a bit like more smooth, and then I've just got tonal sounds that make it a bit musical, a bit more fun. So now I'm just trying to figure out the kick. So we will see how it goes. Mm-hmm. I'm glad. Thank you. Are you like a video editor or a motion designer or something, or just interested in sound design in general? I think I'll leave it at this for now because I've been stuck on this for way too long. Okay, let me just play the whole thing. Yeah, so basically, I'm not sure if you were here, but what I said kind of before was that right now I'm focusing mainly on the tonal and the musical layers. And after that, I will add the actual like whooshes and kind of like more harder sound effects. So right now I'm just trying to get some like tonal musical sounds down. I'm a beginner in producing music myself. Hey, that's amazing, man. That's really great. I'm honestly, the thing is like I'm not a musician. I'm a like, if anything, I'm more like sound designer. And lately I've been trying to learn kind of like musical elements to incorporate it into my sound design. So this is all still kind of like a bit new to me, but I'm just trying to go like play sounds and go by ear and see what just sounds good and what doesn't, really kind of like trial and error. Which platform do I use to find your sounds? For sure. So the actual like sound effects, like for example the clicks and stuff, like these kind of, I'm using Soundly. I can type it in the chat for you. So this is the company, and they've got like this sound library manager, which I hope you can see. I think you can. But yeah, they've got this sound library manager, and it's for free, and it comes with a bunch of sound effects for free as well. And then you can add more sounds. They've got like a monthly subscription, and it's basically the I use it as well. Amazing. So I've just got like the basic subscription, and that's basically like the only sound library that I use. And for the musical sounds and tonal sounds, which maybe if you're learning to produce music, it might be even more useful. I use UVI. They've got this UVI workstation and UVI Falcon, which is just like incredible. It's you can either buy them standalone, which is really expensive, or they've got like a subscription for like 20 euros a month, I think. And there's so many extensions and the sounds are amazing. There's so many presets. So for me, like, I enjoy working with synthesizers, but building my own patches is like it's very time consuming, and it's not necessarily what I want to learn it over time, but not right now. And they've got all these presets that come with the just a single monthly subscriptions, and there's so many different sounds. And even like the software itself is like a very powerful synth. So it's both of them are amazing. I was looking for a while for something like this, and I think this is kind of like what I settled on for now because it's affordable and there's so many different sounds to use. Yeah, UVI Falcon, and yeah, they've got like you download like their kind of like installer, and they've got all these kind of extensions like orchestra sounds, synths, different kinds of synths, percussions, so many presets. Can really recommend. Uh, yeah, I think they've got some free versions as well, so you can try that as well. But I haven't checked it out. Okay, so that click is alright. Let's try to find another like tonal sounds for when those papers kind of are laid down. Some chords. Also, what DAW are you using? Like, what software do you use to produce music? I'm always curious to see what other people's workflows are as well. This is a cool sound. I don't know where I could use it though. FL Studio, nice. I think like 6 years ago, maybe at this point 7 years ago, when I first opened like my first DAW was FL Studio as well. I definitely bought it, by the way. Yeah, no, but I've seen a lot of people do really cool stuff with it. I think it's and I think it comes with a lot of like instruments built in from what I've heard, which is nice. Does this sound good or does this sound? Shit. Nah, I don't like that. Let's move on. What kind of plugins do you use? Do you have like favorite virtual instruments or synths or something? What kind of style of music do you do, by the way? Is it just are you like starting out, or do you already have kind of like a genre that you like to produce? Collapse. Ah, okay, yeah, yeah. I've used them as well for a bit, and actually, they've got some really high quality instruments. I don't have them installed now, which I should actually, because uh, even their just free options are amazing and they're really high quality, which is great. And I don't think I've heard of Botanica actually. I'm curious. Is it like a synthesizer? That looks really cool actually. Nature and electronics. Is it hard to learn? Does it take long? Like, is the learning curve quite steep? I might try it. I've never heard of it actually. It sounds really cool. I think I might give it a try. Do they have nice? That's kind of actually exactly what kind of sounds I'm looking for. It like those that kind of mix like sound design and musicality kind of. Uh, is there how much is the software? Uh, because I know some synthesizers can go like up to like £700 or something. Uh, but if it's not super crazy expensive, I would definitely like to give it a try. It sounds nice actually. I like that. I think some kind of like arpeggiator would be nice here as well, just for some movement, maybe. It sounds nice. Let's try. Ignore the session tempo. Let's see. Oh, okay. That's good to know. I haven't actually heard of botanic as a genre. That's really cool. But quite by accident, I found a, I found a plugin that's called Botanica, and it sounds really cool as well. Um, but I haven't actually listened to any of that music. Is it kind of like experimental genre? I've been listening to that kind of stuff lately, so it would be nice to explore more. Yeah. Does this sound alright? Maybe some reverb on it. Yeah, I think I should too. Uh, I have only listened to the music right now that was made by the plugin, but even that sounded really good. If the plugin has something to do with the genre, which I maybe it might. Nah, I don't think I like that. Sounds pretty cool, actually. Yeah, that's nice. Beautiful. Blend of nature, orchestral, and even electronic. Damn, that's you're right. That's basically kind of what I'm trying to do here. It's kind of like ethereal. Yeah, literally. Do you have your music anywhere, or have you released something like even just like on your own personal small channel or anything where I could listen? I assume it's on YouTube. Oh yeah, I think I found it.
Of all
It's an advert. That's beautiful. Those clicks. That's literally what I was trying to make now, but couldn't. Wait, where is it? That's so smooth, and I like the bass drum or kick drum to like emphasize the select. That's really cool, and even the whole soundscape actually. Uh, I like this, the transition, like the chore, the vocals. That's really cool. And I like the concept as well. If 2025 had a sound, that was this like, did you make those visuals, or was it like visuals you took and added sound? Because this sounds really really cool. Like the soundscape is beautiful, and it's mixed. It's mixed really well as well, like those standards. They're panned well as well, and it comes through. Like it's not muddy at all. That's awesome. I took the visual clips and made my own sounds. Amazing. That's literally like what I'm doing as well. That's awesome. No, I mean I really like that. Uh, that's really nice. Do you would you say you enjoy doing it more like for videos? It's like music and sound for videos, or more just uh like out of your own imagination? The first time someone actually noticed those pannings. No, it's panned really well. And that's what I mean by like that it's mixed as well, because usually you might not be able to hear like bass panning over like too well, but it's got like a really nice punch, like subtle punch that thunders. No, that's really nice. That's really nice. Great sound, uh, like individual sounds, and it fits well, really nicely. I assume the nature sounds was like some ambience taken taken from Soundly, and or did you like take smaller individual sounds and put them together for to create the ambience? I'd be curious. Yeah, I love making sounds for videos. Yeah, it's really fun. And for me, I never really enjoyed making like sounds, just like music, kind of like abstract music, just out of nothing. But I do really enjoy having a video and creating something for that given video. For me, that's actually really fun. Uh, yes, I took them from Soundly. I also recorded from a game. Oh, nice. What game? That's awesome. No, it sounds really good. It sounds really good. Uh, you should, and especially like soundscapes is something that I like, those kind of like musical soundscapes is something I haven't dived into because, as I said, I'm like exploring musicality just now. So I'm just trying to blend it with sound design because it's something I'm familiar with. But that sounds really great. That sounds really great. Uh, Even taking like making soundtracks for video games, for example, would be really suits this style, I feel like. Maybe try to emphasize the movement of those cards a little bit might be nice. Crispy sounds. Do you have an example of like of even like the from the videos I released before? Maybe like because I can try to go through how I made any sound. Glitch with friends? No, I do not. Let me try to look it up. What is glitch with friends? Sounds interesting. Samples. Is it like sample packs or? Oh wow, so it's like sound samples. Damn. Oh yeah, I see it. That's amazing. Is it like created by the community? Or that's awesome. Thank you. Because I think, do they have example of how it sounds? I mean, I'm gonna download all of them because I trust you that it's definitely something I could use, and who doesn't like a bit of beautiful sounds? That's awesome. And they're also free. Amazing. I'm gonna damn, 7 GB. That's a lot of sound. Wow, that's awesome. I'm definitely downloading those after the stream. That's amazing. Ambience and texture. Damn, 2 GB of ambience and texture, noise, pads and atmospheres. That's beautiful. impacts, risers, loops. Wow, thank you so much for this. Damn, that's great. I've never heard of it. Beautiful. Nice. Thank you very much. It's a collective of producers, sound designers, programmers. Awesome. This is actually exactly the kind of sound and music style that I've been trying to get into. It's really, really nice. Thank you. As I was saying before, if you have any example of like the crispy sound that you heard in any of my like shorts on YouTube, you can, if you can find one, I can, if anything, open the session and actually go through how it was made if you would like. Or otherwise, I'll just try to make this somehow work. But if you have an example, I can open up the session and try to go through it. So if anything, just let me know. Yep, no worries. This might be too much. But let's try to put some EQ on it. This needs something more, but I'm not sure what. Full whisper. I assume you're looking for one of the videos or moments. How's this? back. Welcome back. Publishers are so good. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Gloria one. Ooh, that's an interesting one. I can open up a session for you. Is it the one you would like to see? I mean, we can go through more of them. But I can definitely open up that one. Honestly, I think that one might be, when you actually see the session, it might be much less impressive than it actually is, because that one was actually quite simple to make. But I can open it up if you like, if that's the one. Does this one? Is this? Nah, I don't relate it. Maybe it's some reverb. Reverb fixes everything, right? No, I don't think so. Okay, nature and water wave sound. Yeah, let me open up the session. Let's see actually what was happening there. New project tab. What is this? Fly. So for the water sounds, actually, wait, let me open up the session and Gloria. Okay, let me try to find the session that isn't a complete mess. Which one could it be? I don't know. Wait, this is. Oh, Gloria. Oh, yes. Okay, I was actually thinking of a different one, because that's I was just I had little brain lag. But wait, I think this was just like a showcase where I tidied it up. But let me try to find the actual full-on session. No, not this one. Sorry, I'm just gonna look for the actual session. God damn it, I have to put some files, because my file management is a massive mess. Just give me a second, because my file management is a complete mess. I just have to find the actual session. Just a second, bear with me. It must take you a lot of time every time I make a new project. Do you mean the actual making of the project? Yeah, I mean, it really depends on the project. Sometimes you just hit the right kind of style and sound straight away, and sometimes it's just doesn't go, and I just have to sit for hours before I can find something that works, or even sometimes like days. But yeah, it depends project on project, really. The way you make it. Oh yeah, oh those shorts. Yeah, they never are. They're not reused. I always kind of like make the session, tidy it up and make it look nice. so that it's still like all the sounds that I've used in the actual session, but I just make it a bit more tidy and pleasant to actually look at. But yeah, it takes like the shorts, they take a little bit to edit to make it look nice and sound as well, obviously. But okay, wait, what am I doing? Okay, wait, let me see if there are some files missing here or not. I think this should be fine. Let's see. Why is this here? Go here. Just, I do not like where they stuck up. Okay, so I think I did find a session. So this is how the session looks like before I actually clean it up so that I can post it on the internet and people don't think I'm a monster. So this is actually the full session, how it looks like when I finished with the sound design really. And then I kind of take it out, take all of it and make it tidy and nice. Let me just make sure you can actually see this. Yes. So water sounds. Wait, what? Nature water. Yeah. So I think the water sounds were. Let me mute the music actually, so that we can hear just the sound effects. So Soundly has great like water whooshes. So that's this one. Maybe I'll still so I can hear better, which I find really nice. Gorgeous, gorgeous water sounds, exactly. So that's good. What else? Yeah, I think this one is the most like water intense heavy, and it was actually it was a bit more. I would ideally like to include more of like the water sounds and everything in the scene, but because there was the music on top of it, it was kind of clashing, and I personally felt like this video was supposed to be more music heavy rather than sound effect heavy, so it was a bit more mild. But let's see what's this. If you have any particular section you're interested in, let me know, because I'm just kind of like going through it quite randomly right now. But let's see. So I think, yeah, so there are just a few kick drums to kind of like make the impact seem more full. What is this one? Yeah, so that's just, I think, actually, are those? Yeah, like waves, like water explosions with a lot of reverb on it. Yeah, so all of these are basically just, again, from Soundly, I'm pretty sure. Like water explosion sounds with a lot of reverb. What kind of reverb did I use? What kind of reverb did I use? Was it Valhalla maybe? Do I have the redo here? This session is a mess. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Yeah, here, reverb. Oh yeah, it was the one from Tone Boosters. Honestly, if I can recommend a few plugins, Tone Boosters, really nice. They've got like they're paid plugins, but they've got free demo versions as well. I've got and they basically have the full functionality. and they're really great plugins. They got some synths as well. But I think I might actually, because right now I'm using the demo versions, but I'll buy some of them soon because they're really great. They're really great. Yeah, tone boosters. Yeah, yeah. You can essentially use them for free because the demos are full, which is, I think, amazing. But you can also buy them if you want to support the artist, I'm pretty sure, or the person who made them. So I love the water and the melodic reverbs on it. Yeah, how do they not clash when the music is added? Do you also mix post? Yeah. So usually I kind of mix as I go. Like if I hear that something is not sounding right, as I'm putting the sounds into the session, I kind of try to if like put the EQ in that moment. I usually once I'm done, I might just wait a day or like 24 hours and listen the next day just to hear the mix again with fresh ears. And then if I hear some clashes, I put some a bit more EQ. But I mostly just mix as I go. Um, and then by the end of it, it's pretty much how it just ends up being really. But let me see if I have some EQ on those water sounds or not. Yeah, so for those I did some low pass filter because if I remove it, how does it sound? It's not a massive difference, but uh, it definitely helps to make it more in the background. Uh, what else is here? I'll have a look at the music afterwards as well to see what I did with the music. Yeah, so here it's just some funny little water sounds, and they have high pass filter on them so that the bass doesn't get overly muddy. Because we don't need their bass frequencies, they're just there for fun, really, just to add some texture. Some more water sounds, again, high pass filter, because if I remove it, like it's kind of difficult to hear the difference like this, but all of the sounds, if I just left the low frequencies there, it would add up and the mix would end up quite muddy. So that's this section basically. It's those water explosions, a bit of texture, and some few more water sounds. And if I, oh wait, then actually here there's, yeah, no. And music, did I do something here? Not necessarily actually. Yeah, so I think I just lowered the volume a bit with the automation, but other than that, the music pretty much stayed unchanged because, as I mentioned, like I tried to make the music at the forefront and the sound effects kind of like supporting the music. So I just made sure that those sounds that make up this scene just are only using up the frequencies that I want them to be using. So just few EQs, and that was pretty much it really. And also let me see if the reverb has. Yeah, and one thing that helped me so much with like my muddy kind of like mixes when it was just sounding like the lows were all over the place. Uh, I'm not sure how you put reverb on tracks if like individually. I was just I usually put a single reverb on a separate track, and then I just route all of the sounds that I want to go through that single track so that I have one reverb for most of the track. Just put wet to 100%, dry to 0, so that you're not doubling the dry sound. But if you add a high pass filter after, it really helps to not have a muddy mix because reverb, like the lows from the reverb, can really just mess it up. Do you use Soothe to grab those trends? Yes. No, I do not actually even know what Soothe is. Is that like a technique or a plugin? Uh, I use reverb buses. Yeah, yeah. So for me, it really helps to add a high pass filter behind every reverb because the lows from the reverb can just muddy the mix quite a lot. No, I usually I rarely use compression or anything to uh, like work with transients. I know there are a lot of plugins that help with it. I think the reason I've never delved into it is because I always kind of struggled with like compression and all of those plugins because dynamics really I never was overly good at it. So my solution was just to ignore it, I guess. But no, I didn't. I think those 3 hits. Let me see. Let me hear the music. Uh, I think I might have just tried to sync it with the kick drum from the music a little bit, but no, I haven't really used it. If I usually if I no if I put like a sound and it's not going through usually like a bass that I want to have some like punchiness or like add a bit of depth and I can't hear it, I usually either play around with EQ a bit or I just try to find a different sound. Also adding, like I didn't do it here, but adding some, I'm not sure if that's exactly what you were thinking about, so I might not really be answering your question right now, but adding some like high frequencies as well and mid obvious like some punch, but high frequencies and pushes to like hits and like those kind of like impactful moments really helps. Like before I used to only rely on the bass to make it like seem big and impactful and I was struggling a lot, but then you kind of realize that you just need a little bit of bass and then you can emphasize the moment with like like a whoosh or a punch or something like that, like layer a few of those kind of like frequency layers together, and I found that really helped me. But here I think I just kind of got lucky that it actually sounds okay with kicks. Yeah, what else is here? I see you don't really use bass all the way at once. Yeah, kind of. Like I used to rely on only on bass, but then I kind of realized that bass should be there and it should be kind of audible, but it really goes through once you try to like layer it with a bit more sound that add more texture, and then that what makes it seem like really like wow, that's good. Also, one thing I found, adding a bit of distortion uh, onto like a bass can help because it adds a bit of those like higher frequencies, like a bit of like grittiness that can help it a lot to punch through the mix quite well. So that's something I haven't used it that much, but I've heard of it and I think that can be pretty useful as well. To like distort the bass a little bit so that it goes through more through the mix. Uh, and I think I heard like a water sound. Yeah, this is just a whoosh, water whoosh. Yeah, you can play with it, see at what point it sounds not good anymore, and at which point the distortion is just adding a bit of texture. But yeah, but to be honest, I'm kind of figuring all of this out myself as well. So this is just what I gathered, and mostly whatever I say, it's mostly for I've worked with sound design. So when it comes to like music, like traditional music, like kick drums and bass, this approach might not really work because I'm not sure if in a rock uh, music you want to add a whoosh in the middle of it. But you if you're making like the botanical music, then it might be able to be there. Yeah, like yeah, it that's one thing that I used to struggle with so much. Like you would try to put more bass so that it sounds like, strong, and then what ends up happening is that your audio just starts clipping, and that you just can't figure out a way to make it louder, uh because it just you're like putting more bass and you try to make the bass louder, but then it just it clips, so you can't, and then I was just lost. But really, what helped me was just utilizing the whole frequency spectrum for those kind of moments, not just the bass. So what I usually do if I'm making like an impact or an explosion, or if I really want to emphasize a sound to make it feel like, strong, I usually layer like a bass or a kick drum. That's not that super. Like those ones are a great example. The one we looked at, those ones. Like you can kind of barely hear it, but it's there. And then on top of that, I would take like a punch. Soundly has great punch sound effects actually. Yeah, like this, or those kind of sounds. And then on top, uh like that probably helped me the most, like not being afraid to use high frequency sounds for explosions and stuff, uh which are like they can make the impact or explosion or whatever like really come through. I have a favorite in the Soundly library as well. It's the uh bullet impact, I think. So this would be a great example. Uh, like this. Yeah. What kind of sounds do you usually make? Is it like more, for example, the example kind of what I heard, what I played, your soundscape? Are those the kind of types of tracks where you struggle with the bass, or is it usually like more sound design, or where do you usually try to make like a punchy bass? Is it in the music tracks or more in like sound design for stuff? Because maybe that makes a difference as well. Yeah, there's a lot of reverb on all of these. Well, since music is mostly always in the counting manner, so you don't usually have the gaps and freedom. Yeah, that's true. That's a very fair point. It's hard to punch through when the two don't hit hard enough. Yeah, yeah, I get that. Uh, yeah, I haven't really had this struggle before of making like a kick drum or something come through in a music mix because I don't really make music that much. So I don't think I have that much of an advice for that. I think uh, I mean, what I remember when I was in school, one of our teachers would say that if I pull up an EQ, uh, usually with the bass and kick drum, like when you, for example, with a with a kick, you might like try to emphasize the 100, 20 hertz, 100 hertz, wherever that like punches, and then try to EQ out that in the bass so that it doesn't clash together, the bass and the kick drum. And the same, like again, if you, for example, in bass, if you boost like 180 hertz, then pull that frequency down in the kick drum so that those two sit in a slightly different frequency spectrums and don't clash together too much. Uh, but I think that's kind of what I what my advice would be for in terms of music, because I don't have that much experience in mixing music really. So uh, yeah. And by the way, this music track I didn't make that. That's like stock from I think Epidemic Sound. So yeah. Back when I was making this, I wasn't really experimenting with musical sounds yet, so I didn't even try to make my own music. Or actually, I did probably try, as you can see here, but it failed. So I used the stock like music. So those drums, I didn't mix those. I love Epidemic but can't pay. Yeah, I get that actually. I think they've got a monthly free trial, which is nice. If you've got enough email addresses, if you know what I mean. Yeah, so, but I think actually Epidemic licenses the sound library, so a lot of the sound effects you have in Epidemic Sound is basically the same as we have in Soundly, but the music there is great. The music in Epidemic is great, yeah. Uh, but nowadays, like, it's a bit of a controversial topic for people. But with Suno AI, with AI music, uh, it's possible to like generate like background music as well. But what I found with it is like I really miss the aspect of just being able to look through and search through different music tracks and find the one I like, because when I go up to look for music or even sound effects, I don't really know what I want. It's just like when I hear it, I kind of know that that's what I want. So just trying to, I would have to spend like half an hour like generating 100 different music tracks to try to see if one of them fit, which is just much more time consuming at the moment than just going to Epidemic Sound and being able to just look through hundreds of different music tracks. So yeah. I might try to go back to the Perplexity sound design, uh, unless there is anything more you want to see in this session, or if you want me to go through another session, I can as well. And I'm not actually sure if I've answered any of your questions regarding this session, because I've been just yapping uh, all along, so I'm not sure, but great sound. Yeah, I'm happy with how this video turned out actually. This was one of those where I was struggling for super long to figure out how I actually want to create a soundtrack for it, like whether it should be only sound design or sound design and music, or if this video should really only be music. It took me a long time, this one, but then I just settled on, music at the forefront and supporting sound effects, and I figured it out somehow. But yeah. Okay, see what we've got here. Good, good few piece of advice from me. I took screenshots. I'm glad to hear. Any more questions, keep them coming, but I'm glad it was helpful at least a little bit. And I think I will try to save this. This is the first live stream I've ever done in my life, but I think I'll try to save it on the YouTube channel so that if you want, you can come back to it later and play through it. So I think I'll try to upload it as well when it's done. I mostly use Soundly for those UI sound effects. Yes, I used to. I used to basically only use Soundly. So basically most of my previous like shorts that I've posted on YouTube, basically all of those or most of those are made with Soundly. But lately, when I bought the UVI subscription a few weeks ago, they've got a great, which is actually that's what got me to buy the whole thing, and I realized like all of it is good, but it's called Click from UVI. Wait, let me pull it up. So for example, select those. Just make sure you can see that. Yes. Let me try to open it up in a bigger window so you can actually see. Oh, this doesn't. Okay, well that doesn't enlarge. So never mind. I hope you can see this window good enough as well. But basically, it's called Click. It's one of the extensions for the UVI workstation, and you've got like on one side there is like so on one side they've got a big like library of mechanical sounds. So if I play this, if I so we've got like a click, and then it combines it with another layer of like a beep as well. And they've got so many like different presets. You've got a UI elements, user, video games, electronic machines. So it's just typewriters. It's a great piece of software. So as you can see, like here, you can just pick if you want like a Foley from like a controller or like lamp or like tape recorder, plant stop, whatever. And then you can create a beep next to it. So if I just randomly select something or just randomize, it adds it, like it layers it together. And then you've got other, I think, layers here. I haven't even properly explored it yet, but you can put even more layers on top. This actually sounds pretty cool. But it's great, and it comes for the €20 a month. It comes with all of the other UVI plugins. I'm not sponsored by them, by the way. It might seem like it, but not. And right now that's essentially, yeah, I mix those with the Soundly layers. I actually, thanks to this, I don't even go for Soundly that often, but I still, because I've been using the library Soundly for so long, I almost like know it, like some of the sounds that I want from there. So I just go to grab those. But I mostly use this, yeah. Yeah, it has such a cool SFX, and it's like affordable as well. And even like Soundly as a sound library manager is a really great piece of software. And then on top of that, you can get, uh, you can get cool sounds, and you can upload even more of your own sounds into the library, into the cloud. I think you have like 10 gigabytes with the standard subscription. And what I did is that Soundly lets you connect to like an external storage of your own for free, and you upload the sounds there, so you have more storage. It's a great software, to be honest. It's a great software. Okay. Great sound. Yeah, great sound. I'm not sure how I'm gonna use it though. Yeah, I think it's a bit loud towards the end, isn't it? Yeah, the end is real loud. Maybe. I think you're absolutely right, actually, because the end is way too loud, if that's what you meant. But I think that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, the end here is way too loud. Yeah, but a great sound. Okay, let's try to find another one. Mm. That's solid. I think we need a bit of bass though. Also, sometimes when I haven't listened to the whole video for a while, I kind of lose track of what sounds I was using before, and then I realize like halfway through that the sounds that I used at the beginning don't fit at all with the ones I've used at the end, so I gotta swap them. But that's just part of it. Let's hear it. was okay for now. This needs a stutter bass. Ooh, hell yeah. Let's try to find some bass, shall we? Okay. Then I think I'm gonna try the first one in a bit, but let me try this first because no, I'm not sure. I don't think this will sound good. I like the explanation. Yeah, I think I might have to go into the effects and try to edit it myself. But let's see. Let's just try a few. Let's try a bunch. Yeah, this is definitely not. Not as bass as I would like, but it could be good. That ain't bad. It's not a stutter bass. But I think that sounds pretty good there. I think that will need some bass as well, though. What if the bass just starts and stops all the other sounds? Wait, where would you put the vocal? Like at which point of the video? Is it like when this starts or when this ends, or like here when we go to this part, or I think you might then I will stop all tracks along with the bass. Do you mean when the motion is out like from those things doing like the waves and we get to here? Or like completely at the end, like at the outro of the video? Like when we just like keep making the sounds for the video, and then now when the perplexity appears there you would put the in the middle. It's a bad idea. Wait, let me just try to implement this bass here quickly. See how that would go. Wait, what if I'll try that out in just a second. I'm just gonna try to add some tremolo to the bass. Slow wobble. Slow it down. I'm not sure if that sounds horrible or not. I can't decide. Doesn't sound the best, I think, but maybe with a bit of reverb. No, that's horrible. Hate it. Yeah, no, I don't like that. Anyways, when the video motion stabilizes. I think maybe here might be a good point to try to do that. What do you think? Like when it like drops to here, like the arrow kind of flattens and drops, then it might be nice to try to like drop the sounds and try to include something like before we go into here, because this section will be a bit like more action when there are the cards flipping. I'm not sure if I know you there. I hope that was the answer to what I was trying to what I was saying before, to like try to do it here. If that's what you meant, when the plates are stable. Yeah, we can try to do that actually. Let's try to drop the sound. I'll check all of this into a master track. I might add an extra sound like right here while it's still moving to kind of like help it transition, and then we try to drop it. So let me try to find one more. Just a simple transition sound that could work for that. It gets really lost in the mix. Wait, what is it? Because it. I feel like I'm getting pranked. Why is it? It should be so muddy just because of those. It's weird. It sounds like if there was like a low pass filter on it, because if I saw it, it's great. And it just the higher frequencies just disappear. Wait, am I missing something? This sounds like a nice riser. Okay, wait. I think this could sound. I think your idea was actually genius. Let's try this. Let me cut all of those so that they all stop. And then just like a note or two, as you just said, simple dry notes to emphasize the click. Boom. That would sound cool. Let's try. What do you think? Okay, wait, we need to find something to put there. Wait. I'm glad, but it was your idea, so you take the credit. Let's see if the just like the note is gonna sound good. I think at the end I'm gonna have to actually change quite a few of the sounds anyways, because I'm not sure if they all fit the theme of the video, but the structural, like what we're doing now, I think that will stay. But maybe just some of the instruments I might swap for more like mellow ones that will fit the video, but let's try this. Actually, I don't think I like the bass as much anymore. I think it makes it like too dramatic, which for this kind of happy, cute animation, I don't think it's very fitting. I think I don't like this piano, so I'll try another one after, but let's just see. That's sick. That was a great idea. Nice. I think I'll have to change some of the sound. Hell yeah, that was a really nice idea. I think I'll change some of the textures here because it sounds too intense, like too like almost like building up in like an action movie to a moment, which I don't really like. I want it to be more mellow, but the structure will stay. Yeah, I don't think I like this. The riser. Yeah, that totally sounds so aggressive. Yeah, I think so too. What does this do? I was expecting something. When anything doesn't sound great, I just slap a Valhalla reverb on it and see what happens. No, that was. That's a great sound. Okay, the chirp. Rose Labs. They do have like this. I think that's the one I was using, like this chor. Or how do you pronounce that word? I'm not sure how you're supposed to pronounce that word. But like these voices, like singing stuff. I was using that free pack, I think, from Labs. I would like to try to find some like musical riser kind of so that it can kind of like build up towards the moment a little bit. But I think I might try to take a bell sound effect and try to reverse it and see what happens. But a flute, ooh, not a bad idea. Let's see. Where could I find a flute? Winds? It's not a flute. Where could I find one? Surely there's a flute somewhere in here. What category would that be under? No, wait. We got flute bass. That's a great sound. There was one. Flute. Ooh. This has got some nice pictures. Maybe it's stupid of me to just try to reverse all of them, but I want to see what happens. I think reversing it makes it sound too intense with any sound, really. Oh wait, that's Blue, not a bad call at all. I think that sounds pretty good. I think it shouldn't build this much tension. I think you're right, actually. I think I'm not doing the very right thing of trying to build tension here because the video is just chill. I think you're right. think that's a solid structure for now. Before I like it's a bit rough, but the base is there. I think like the basics. So after when I get back to it, I can try to polish it a bit more. Right now, let's try to make a better sound for the click. Then the silent pop. Also slowing it down. Would you slow down like this section where the cursor is flying down, or the one before that, where like the one with the like this one? Because I think I know what you mean, but I'm not sure for which section, because I think I think a slightly deeper sound here might help actually. But I think I know what you're trying to say though. Still trying to find sound for this section here. Wait, let me listen to the whole thing again. Okay. Thank you so much for stopping by. By the way, I didn't ask. What's your? Should I just call you Gray? Is that preferred nickname? If yes, thank you so much for stopping by, Gray. It was really nice to have you. This is my first stream, so I'm just testing things out. So it was really nice, to be able to chat, have some conversations, and thank you for helping me improve my video as well, or sound design. So I appreciate it. Really appreciate you stopping by. Uh, so yeah, hope you have a good rest of the day, man. Enjoy. And yeah, thanks for stopping by. Uh, as I said, the stream will be saved on the channel, I think, and I'll try to do a next one at some point. So hope to see you there as well. Ciao, ciao, man. Ciao, ciao. Yeah, I think I might try to end the stream here because it's getting quite late. So I'm not sure if I'll probably keep working on this next time I stream as well, so that we can get it finished. Or maybe I'll try to work on it a bit off stream. I'll see. Maybe I'll try to make some progress on it before next time, so we can actually maybe try to finish it next time I stream. But yeah, thanks for everyone for stopping by, and I'll see you next time. So yeah, thank you guys. Ciao, ciao.